My husband and I took a drive from Bucerias to Sayulita. We actually made a stop in La Cruz because it's on the way to Sayulita, but we took a drive from Bucerias to Sayulita. We rented a car while we were in Mexico, which was a good experience for us. And the roads here, as you can see, are are decent, at least the highway. They built a highway in, I think it was 1965, Las Varas Puerto Vallarta Highway. And that was fairly easy to get around. This is the outskirts of Sayulita right now, where you see us driving. It is a town of about 5,000. The population is about 5,000. Sayulita is a small coastal resort town. If you're coming from Puerto Vallarta, it's a little over an hour away. But if you're coming from Bucerias, it's only about 30 minutes away. We are driving around the town, and as you can see, there are lots of businesses, there are hotels, there are shops and restaurants. There are a lot of tourists here. It's really busy for this time of the year. We're in the off season right now, and considering that it's in the off season, this town was much busier than where we were in Bucerias. There's a lot of small taco stands, a lot of restaurants. Parking was hard to find here. All the street parking were taken, so we ended up finding a parking space behind one of the buildings. It looked like private residents owned the parking area. We paid about 100 pesos to park our car there. There was a young lady and maybe her mom sitting there, and we were able to get nice parking, shaded parking. This town started off as more of an agriculture fishing town, a really small, quaint village. Over time, when they built the highway, I think it was in 1965, they built a highway as more tourists started to come into Puerto Vallarta. The highway that they built along the coastal area gave more access to this town. So more people were traveling to Sayulita because now it was much more easier to get here. It became popular by surfers initially in the 60s and 70s. Surfers really were the ones coming out here, and then eventually more tourists, and now it is super popular. As you can see, there is a lot of resorts, hotels. You can see all the umbrellas, and they were all full. Everybody is on the beach here, enjoying the beach. So the town was full. The beach is super full. I think the beach here is a lot better than the beach that we were at in Bucerias. I think because there's a lot more circulation from the waves here in Sayulita. Many tourists who are traveling from Puerto Vallarta stop here in Sayulita on their way to Banderas Bay. As you can see, there's golf carts. I think there's a lot of shops that have hotels on top. As I was looking around, it looks like either they're homes of people who live there or merchants, or they are tourist spots where people stay. But it's a laid back town, not as busy as Puerto Vallarta. So if you like more of the laid back vibe, this is the town to go to. It's also known for its eco retreats, its yoga retreats, hiking, swimming, surfing. And like most of the tourist towns, there's a lot of these shops that sell a lot of cups and plates and trinkets and all kinds of stuff. And they're fairly about the same price. Most of them are about the same price, but you can negotiate with the vendors. So I bought some slippers here. The real estate is really expensive in these resort areas, as you can see, super expensive. I was really surprised. Look at that. That is like almost $400,000 for a condo. We did see condos for like $1 million in Bucerias. So Mexico and these resort towns are super expensive. We really enjoyed visiting this town, and this is probably somewhere that my husband and I would probably spend a couple days, at least 2 or 3 days next time we're in Mexico. So looking forward to returning here and getting to spend more time walking around and learning more about Sayulita.